Hello everyone. In the previous class, we have studied about the most important law, Hooke's law, and the relationship between different constants, that is modulus of elasticity, bulk modulus of elasticity, modulus of rigidity. Okay. So and about Poisson's ratio and different values of Poisson's ratio. What is fatigue? What is creep? All the what is factor of safety? What is allowable stress? All these things we have studied in the previous classes. In this class, we will study about the elongation of bar. Okay, that may be prismatic or non-prismatic, but in your syllabus only prismatic bar is there. So we'll study first the about prismatic bar. So what is prismatic bar? I already told in the previous class. What is prismatic bar? When the area of cross section is constant throughout its length, then that is called prismatic body, that is prismatic bar. Okay, if it is not constant, area of cross section is not constant, then that is called non-prismatic bar. So today in this class we will study the elongation of a prismatic bar. Okay, suppose this is a prismatic bar. The area of cross section is constant throughout its length. So here I am giving one load, that is tension load, that is P, we are giving tensile load. Okay, suppose the bar length is L. Okay, now if the area of that section is a capital A, E means you already know Young's modulus of elasticity, yeah, but modulus of elasticity. So now I will derive the elongation. Here is the elongation delta L. Okay, in this derivation we will calculate what is our delta L. Delta L we will calculate the elongation. How to calculate the elongation? That we will know. So before that I want to calculate stress. So what is stress? Load per unit area. What is the load here? Load is P. What is area here? Capital A. So I can simply write P by A. Clear? Next I will calculate strain. What is strain? Strain you already know, change in length by original length. So what is the change in length? Yeah, elongation, that is delta L. Delta L, what is the original length? That is small l. Now you have studied one most important law, that is Hooke's law. What Hooke's law states? It states that the stress is directly proportional to strain, and the stress is equal to Young's modulus of elasticity and strain. Okay, so in this case I will just put the values here. So what is sigma? Means P by A. E is a constant, so keep it like that. Strain means delta L by L. Okay, so now the delta L will be how much? PL by AE. It is most frequently used formula for this chapter. Remember this. In most of the question you will find to find the elongation of a bar. So at that case, this formula will be used PL by AE. What is P? Is the load here. L is the original length. M is cross-sectional area. E means Young's modulus of elasticity. Okay. Now, in this case, I want to tell one term which I have not told in while writing the different terms of our structural mechanics. Okay. So that term is our stiffness. As I will define the stiffness here, so I left intentionally this term. So in this case, you must have studied physics also. One load is equal to, in the spring case you must have studied, K means one constant and delta is your elongation, P is K delta. While doing your spring problem, you must have studied P equal to K delta. So here also same thing, if I will find out the K is our stiffness. Okay. So now how will find out K? Suppose stiffness, I will denote it as K. So I can write delta L is equal to PL by AE. If I will take this term as K, that is K equal to AE by L, then I can write P equal to K delta. Yes or no? Because if we'll put K equal to A by L, then its formula will remain as it is. So we have known that K equal to A by L. So this K is called stiffness. If in some problem you will be asked to find out the stiffness, you can find out by calculating the area of cross section and length, modulus of elasticity. These three terms will be required for finding out stiffness of that bar. Okay. So this is stiffness. Another term is there, that is axial rigidity. All these terms should be remembered, otherwise you cannot do problems. Axial rigidity means the multiplication of AE. AE is called axial rigidity. In next chapter, you will find the flexural rigidity. Like this, you will find torsional rigidity. In every chapter, you will face one type of rigidity. Because it is axial direction, that is why it axial rigidity. Flexural means in flexure case, that is in bending case, you will find a flexural rigidity that is equal to EI. In another chapter, in torsion chapter, you will find torsional rigidity, and that is ZIP. All this you will study in the next chapter. For this chapter, you just know what is axial rigidity, that is multiplication of area and modulus of elasticity. Okay, so in this slide you have studied the elongation of a prismatic bar, that is PL by AE, and our stiffness term and axial rigidity. Hope it is clear to everyone. Next, remember this formula. This will be most useful. You can see in this case, you have calculated the elongation due to the load given. Due to one load is given, P load is given, but in the second case, we will calculate the elongation of a bar due to its self weight. Okay, अपना खुद का बार का कुछ तो weight रहता होगा, self weight. So due to the self weight, what is the elongation? That we will calculate in this lecture. So now I will write elongation of a bar due to its self weight. That will calculate here. Suppose the load is W, here you are hanging it. The length of the bar is L. The area of cross section is A and E. Okay? A is given. In this case, you have to find out the elongation of a bar. You will find out delta L. Now the question is how to calculate it. So in this case, what I will do, I will take one small cross section and I'll integrate like we have done in moment of inertia and center of gravity case. In every case, always while derivation, you will take one small section, then integrate it, then you will find out the answer. So suppose I am taking a small section, the elementary length dy and this length is y from the bottom. Okay. So now how to calculate the elongation delta L. Okay. I will first put the formula to avoid confusion. Whatever you have studied, that only I will put. W dy A into E. Yes or no? I can write this one because W means the load. Here the load is only self weight because no external load is given. So W remains same. Dy, okay, that is the length. I am taking for small length, elemental length, that is why dy I am taking the length, area and mode of inertia. So what will be the integration? Lower term will be 0, okay, and upper term will be our L, because up to length L we will find out dy, because dy varies from 0 to L, that is why lower limit will be 0, upper limit will be L. Now I will calculate W in terms of unit weight of that material. Suppose gamma is the unit weight of the material. What is unit weight? You already know. You have studied in the geotechnical engineering also. What is unit weight? Okay. The weight for volume. Okay. So that is unit weight. So if I want to write in terms of unit weight, so you already know unit weight means weight by volume. So here weight is there, here weight by volume. So one volume term will be multiplied. So volume will be cancelled. One weight term will be there. For that, gamma into volume will give you the weight. So what is the volume here? A into L. So you can write gamma A L. Okay. So in this case, we are taking the small elementary length, okay, dy. So I will take y not L because we are integrating 0 to L. So now our consideration term will be our y. So I am not taking L here, I will take y because we are integrating. So we will take the elementary length, according to that we will take the rest of the term. So elementary length is here, so the y length we will take. So here gamma into Ay, because gamma equal to, here I am writing for confusion, weight by volume. So weight equal to gamma into volume, gamma into volume. Okay, put it here. So delta L will be gamma Ay dy by Ae 0 to L. So here area cancel. So here the term gamma by E is constant. Only term is y dy. And the limit is 0 to L. Okay, now just integrate it. Y dy integration you already know, y square by 2. So it will be gamma by E y square by 2. Here the lower limit is 0, upper limit is L. So it will be gamma E into L square by 2. So now we got the answer, and the delta L will be our gamma L square by 2E. Okay, this is our elongation formula for a prismatic, for a bar due to its self weight. Okay, so gamma is the unit weight of the material, L is the length of the material, E means modulus of elasticity of that material. So here is the elongation formula. Hope it is clear. This is most important formula, remember it. Okay. If you want to calculate the elongation in terms of weight, you can also calculate that. I want to calculate here. If gamma, you will put W into A into L and put it here. Our formula is gamma L square by 2E. Put it here, W by A. W per L, sorry for that, because unit weight means weight by volume, not weight into volume. By mistakenly I have written unit weight means weight by volume. Volume means area into length. So here, put it here, gamma equal to W by L into L square by 2E. Here L square, L cancel. So here we are getting WL by 2AE. Here is the elongation. Okay, these two formula remember. Okay, always remember these formulas. First formula is elongation of a prismatic bar due to some external load P. Then that elongation can be calculated PL by AE. If you have to calculate the elongation due to its self weight, you can calculate by using the formula gamma L square by 2E, where gamma is the unit weight of the material. Otherwise you can put it WL by 2A. W means weight of that material. W means weight. Okay, over. Next term is, if in exam you have to find out the percentage elongation. So now how to calculate the percentage elongation of a bar? That we will study. Percentage elongation. Percentage elongation. How to calculate percentage elongation? Okay, here suppose percentage elongation you have to find out. Then you can find out by using the formula, the elongation value by original length into 100. The same formula. Otherwise, this can be modified as the extended length by original length into 100. Whatever you wish, you can put it the formula. Here I am writing. Here it is percentage elongation. Delta L means elongation. Here the L dash means extended length. Extended or contracted, whatever. If it is contracted, just put opposite L minus L dash, the formula. L means original length. Better to use this formula. Find out the change in length, that is elongation, by original length into 100. Okay. So in this case, you can find out the percentage elongation. Okay, one simple problem I will give to find out percentage elongation. So the area is given, suppose 300 mm into 300 mm. Area is given, length is suppose 1 meter. Okay, P is given 30 kilonewton. Okay, and modulus of elasticity given 2 into 10 to the power 5 megapascal. Now find out the percentage elongation. Okay, this problem, all the data are given. First find out elongation by putting the formula PL by AE, then find out percentage elongation. The most easiest problem. Try to solve. Okay, if you are not able to solve, then contact me. Okay, in the next class I will tell the answer and the procedure of this problem. Okay, try it, you can do all this. So this is the fundamental thing about elongation. Okay, in the next chapter we will study the principle of superposition and the stresses in composite bar, thermal stress, and the strain energy and resilience. I think I will take more 2 or 3 classes for completing this chapter. This is a vast chapter, so I am taking time. So hope this is clear to everyone. If any doubt, then contact me. Thank you.